Clopping through New York's Central Park in a horse-drawn carriage. It's a slice of living nostalgia that might soon be history. Animal rights groups have been working for years to get the rides banned and recently turned up the heat. They feel the busy New York streets are dangerous for the horses, and the work of pulling a carriage for 8 hours a day in traffic is inhumane.
Don't get taken for a ride. Please boycott horse-drawn carriages.
Ho, ho.
Steve Malone is a second-generation carriage driver. He says the 205 horses who work in Central Park, including his 7-year-old Tyson, are treated well and safety concerns are overblown.
In the last 25 years that I've been doing this, 24 years to be exact, we've had 3 horse fatalities related to traffic, okay? There was more than that in 1 week out in the racetracks all over this country.
The holidays are peak season for carriage rides here in Central Park. An animal advocacy organization has proposed New York City legislation that will transition these carriages into vintage electric cars. They hope to have a prototype by next year's peak season.
The animal rights group NYCLASS is working with a New York manufacturer on developing an electric-powered 1900s-era replica sedan as a replacement for the horse-drawn carriages. The current drivers would keep their jobs.
We have an alternative that's safe, it saves tourism, protects the jobs, and finally ends the abuse of these horses.
One of the legislation's sponsors says tourists will still come to New York even if the carriages are garaged and the horses are put to pasture.
I don't think anybody decides whether, that the make or break reality of coming to New York City on vacation is whether or not you're going to ride on a horse-drawn carriage.
But Steve sees his family's business as part of what makes New York, well, New York.
If this didn't exist anymore, it would just be another blow to the great tradition and the great fabric that makes New York City the most powerful and best city to visit and to be a part of and to live in the world.
Those lawmakers backing the legislation are confident that more sponsors are going to sign on. But with the mayor supporting the horse carriage drivers, it could turn into a battle in City Hall. So as Steve works the long hours of this busy time of year, it's unclear how many more holiday seasons he'll be holding on to Tyson's reins, and if they'll be replaced by a steering wheel. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera, New York.